Hello, time for the weekly update this week. I'm going to talk briefly about a couple of my shows. Nothing too extenuous because... Extenuous, that's not even a word either. What is my problem lately? But anyway, I'm only going to talk about a couple of things because I don't want this to run another half an hour like they tend to these days. For some reason, I talk a lot and I can't figure out why I run off on things. So, to get started, I'm going to mention Once Upon a Time, which has that triangle thing building in it, which I hate. I've already gone over this. I hate triangles. Triangles suck. They're so demeaning to the characters involved, especially the center of it, which is usually a woman, like in Twilight, stupid Bella and all that, but they're doing it on Once Upon a Time, and they did this on Lost, and they really just made it horrible to be a shipper on Lost, because you had to fight with your skaters fighting with taters, and it was ugly. And they're sort of creating this triangle there, and it's annoying me. It's making me angry. Because Emma, to me, seemed more like a more complex character than just to be the object of a triangle. And she was like Kate in the sense that you liked her until all of a sudden she became this thing, this prize for these two guys to fight over. And it's stupid. I hate it. Like I said before, I'd rather see people work through their issues with each other, like Emma and Neil, than throw a guy like Captain Hook in there and just mess it all up. You know, and choose. You know, don't sit there and string both of them along until you're not, until you get to the point where neither one of them wants to anymore. It's stupid. It's dumb. I hate it. I've already stated it, hating this. I'm not going to spend too much time on that particular aspect of it. Otherwise, the episode focused on Belle, and I love Belle. Emily de Raven is one of the sweetest people you're ever going to know. She's a great little actress from Australia who was on Lost previous to this. And she does a wonderful job with Belle and just how good Belle is. You know, and how good of a person she is. She totally loves Rumpelstiltskin, who is not easy to like, not easy to love, but she loves him. And she sees all the good in people all the time. And she always questions her strength and her ability to be useful, to be a hero. And she was in this episode. Her perseverance and her sweetness and her need to help people just allowed her to convince Wendy's brother to help her. And to me, Belle is one of my favorite characters on this show. She's unsure of herself, but yet she does the right thing. 9 times out of 10, she's going to do the right thing. And regardless of whether it's going to cost her personally. And I love it. I love her. Rumpelstiltskin. I love that couple. It's just one of my favorite couples on TV right now. Okay, done with that. On to Walking Dead. Walking Dead had a major cast upheaval thing going on. They just completely killed off like a great portion of their extra red shirts that they had. All the sick people that died. You know, all those people that Rick was, yelling at Carol about with David and Karen? They all died from this flu or whatever it was before the others could get back from the veterinary clinic with it and save them all. They died. So, we know now that David and Karen would not have made it. And Rick still is sort of trying to defend his decision to send Carol out. And some of them get it, some of them probably won't. But the sick people all turned into walkers and killed a bunch of other people. And now we've dwindled the cast down to just regulars and mostly kids. And pretty much kids, which is going to be fun with all the kids and everything. Lugging the kids around all the time is going to be wonderful. But Rick faces a really big dilemma at the end of this episode. Like, let's just say that they're about to get overrun by the zombies coming through the gates and everything. They're about to get overrun, and Daryl and Michonne and the others finally arrive and save the day, as always. Although Rick and Carl have a great father and son moment with a freaking couple of Uzis just wipe out a bunch of walkers. It's great, but Michonne and Daryl and the others get back in time to save Glenn and Sasha, which is good. These are main characters. It's good to keep them alive, because I thought Glenn was a goner and I was scared. But they're done. They get in there, they save it all, the crisis averted, da 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 da. And now Rick has to tell Daryl about Carol. Because Daryl, you know, once they get done getting rid of all the bodies and everything, Daryl comes in, he's like, that's the first, he's like, so, where's Carol? Is she on the ship's with Lizzie? And Percival's like, you have to talk to Rick. She's fine, but you have to talk to Rick. And we see that, look on Daryl's face, like, what the hell just happened while I was gone, kind of thing. And he goes off to look for Rick. Now, Rick is with Carl, and Rick says to Carl, I gotta talk to Daryl, but not right now. We're gonna go to the garden and eat vegetables and avoid it right now. It's, in a weird way, I can't blame Rick, because if I had to tell Daryl that I just kicked his girlfriend out of the prison, I'd be kind of worried too. Because, I mean, who knows how Daryl's gonna take this news. And the others took it, it was a good decision, fine, you had to do it, whatever, to save Carol from getting killed by Tyrese and to keep the peace in the prison. But I'm not sure if Daryl's going to see it that way. So, yeah, I can understand Rick's hesitation to want to tell Daryl. He might get an arrow in his head or something. No, I don't think it'd be that extreme, but you know what I mean. Like, Daryl already lost his brother last year, and you're going to tell him that now, I just sent your love of your life out to survive on her own. And you're going to have to deal with it, whatever. I'm interested to see Daryl's reaction to this. I'm going to see what he does with this information. Whether he seeks her out just to find out what her deal was and what actually happened, and to hear her version of the story from her, because I think that's something Daryl would want to do. Or even an attempt to bring her back, which I don't think he would do, because he knows the danger with Tyrese and all, but it's kind of an interesting thing to wonder what Daryl's going to do when he finds out that Rick just threw Carol out. It's interesting. One more thing. Our old friend, the governor, is back. We just saw him at the end of the episode, just staring at the prison like, oh boy, I'm going to kill all these people eventually. Looks good. Looks interesting. This guy is a great villain. I can't wait to see him again on this show. Fabulous. Setting up for the ultimate November sweeps, mid-season cliffhanger. Oh god, I can't wait. Beautiful. Keep it coming. This show is awesome. Just the drama in it is just ridiculous. The anticipation is ridiculous. I just can't wait. Now, I have a little diatribe I want to get on. It's something that drives me crazy, and it's something I've seen for a long, long time on TV, and it's like a double standard that occurs on television, that sometimes in movies too, that isn't cool to me, personally, being a female. It isn't cool. And this is like the Fred Flintstone syndrome, where a less than attractive guy, is with a hot chick. This has been going on for years on television. Fred Flintstone, Ralph Cramden, even like TV shows like The Simpsons and Family Guy, even cartoons like that. And on other shows, King of Queens as it comes to mind almost immediately, but shows like that, in which Kevin James is with God, I can't remember the girl's name. Leah Remini. She's a beautiful girl. And that's all well and good, because that's cool, because that means that those girls see past the looks. But God forbid it was the other way around. Like, God forbid a less than attractive woman was the hot guy. This doesn't happen. If it does, it gets railed on by fans. Like, why is he with her? She's ugly. The reason I brought this up and the reason this pisses me off so much is because of the whole... Because it's the reason why I like Daryl and Carol on The Walking Dead. It's the reason I like them is because they're unconventional looking. Carol is not horrible looking. She's not a supermodel. She's in her 40s. She looks it too. She's like mid to late 40s, I would say. And she's an older woman. Kind of looks a little bit like Jamie Lee Curtis, which is, you know, kind of cool. Except without all the makeup and stuff and everything, because she's in the apocalypse, so it's kind of hard for her to be prettied up and everything. But kind of like that. She's got that look vibe going with her. She's not like a supermodel type. She's not as pretty as, say, Andrea was. Or Michonne. Or Maggie, you know, to be honest. And there's a contingent of fans that think that she's too old and too unattractive for Daryl. Because Daryl's the hot guy on the show, and he's sleeping with a hot chick, basically. So there's a contingent that wants him with Michonne, which I don't want, because I see Michonne and Daryl more as, like, partners than like, in a romantic relationship. That works well for me. I like that. I like the platonic, let's wipe out thousands, hundreds of walkers thing going on with those two. It's pretty cool. And, some people say they were flirting she was flirting with him in the other episode. I think she was just teasing him, which is cute too. I like it. I think that was funny. But I don't want them as a romantic pairing, because it doesn't fit either one of their characters to be like that. I mean, and Norman, he kind of added fuel to the fire with this by saying, oh, well, Michonne's cute. I wouldn't mind a relationship with her. You can understand how Norman operates in interviews. He likes to say shit like this and get people's attention. He does this stuff. He said it about Carol. Like a year or two ago, oh, I'm going to hit that, and, and whatever. Things like that. He does that stuff. And so you take everything he says with a grain of salt when it comes to things like that. And it's out of Daryl's character to want to go hit something because she's cute. And, Norman said previously that if Daryl was going to have any kind of relationship with anyone, he wanted to make sure that it meant something and that it wasn't just some, wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of thing. It wasn't just a sex scene. It had to mean something. And they've been building Daryl and Carol for several years. And they'd be a fool to not pursue this because a lot of fans like this. Carol is not too old for him. I looked it up on the internet, by the way. Just so that I'm armed with these facts, just so you know. Norman Reedus is 44 years old. Okay? 44. He's almost 45. He'll be 45 in January. Melissa McBride, who plays Carol, is 48. He'll be 49 in May. That's a 3.5-year difference in age. It's not disgusting or disturbing that these two could be together. They were in the same generation. They were in the same 10-year period. You're not talking a 20-year age difference or something here. People on the show, people watching the show are saying, oh, well, she's pushing 60. Like, how could she be pushing 60 when she had a 12-year-old daughter? There's no way in hell that's possible. Medically speaking, you can't have a child that late in your life. So, I mean, if anybody's forgotten about Sophia, I mean, I know it's been 2 years and all, but still. When Carol came on the show, she was probably about 45. We're going to assume that Daryl's close to that age, too. So, therefore, there isn't a lot of difference in their ages. So, that argument does not hold water. So, basically, it's about the fact that she's not hot enough for you people. For him to be with her. It's a good thing that Daryl doesn't think that way, because that would be kind of shallow. The Walking Dead, I hope they don't fuck it up. I really don't. And do this whole thing with Michonne and Carol and do like a stupid triangle thing with Ice. I said, I hate triangles, they suck. And the show's too good for that. They have a good relationship thing here going on, a great thing going on with Daryl and Carol, and you better not fuck it up. Because I like it. I like it. It shows that a girl like her, like a woman like her, can get a guy like that. If she in a situation like this, Where it doesn't really matter. Where you're not going to always nail the best looking chick in the place. You know, it just didn't work for me. That was not a ladies' man anyway. He's not that shallow, which is awesome. He's actually kind of awkward, which is great. I love it. It's so cute. It's like a nice little character thing. He's such a badass guy. He has such an issue with women. Like, he just doesn't have any clue how to deal with them, and it's hilarious. I mean, I understand that that's from, you know, the horrible childhood that he had, but it's also from the fact that he just seems to respect them a lot more, which I think is nice. It's refreshing for a character that to respect women a little bit more than say, you know, Sawyer didn't always respect them on Lost. Let's be honest here on that, okay? He wasn't always respectful of them. He did try to treat them like, you know, early on at least. And Hook, not so much either. You know, and that's probably why I don't like those kind of guys, because I just feel like they get by on the way they look. They get by on the fact that they're irresistible and that they're hot, and that women will forgive them anything because they're so cute. Like, you know, it's just, I'm sorry, I'm not into that anymore. So, done there, telling you, double standard, those are asshole fans that, I'm not going to read the comments anymore because I hate reading people's things like that. They suck. Those people suck. They don't understand the nuances. They don't get it. So, yeah. There was my little diatribe. Why can't Carol get a guy like Daryl? Why can't that happen? She deserves it. She's been through a ton of shit in her life. Why? Because she's less attractive than, say, an Andrea or Michonne. Why not? That's all I'm saying. Why the hell not? Why the hell can't that happen? That's it. That's what I wanted to say. I also wanted to say that I'm doing good. It's getting colder here. It's around November. It was frigid last night. It was in the teens. And this is November. So it's a little, it's getting there. We're getting really close to Thanksgiving, and the weather starts to deteriorate around this time of year. And I actually like the winter, so I can't complain too much about it. I love the snow. I'm one of those people that likes the pretty snow on the ground. I'm one of those. But, you know, and one of my friends disagree with that, but I like that. And my Bruins seem to have read the ship. Thank you. They won 3 in a row. They're back in the hunt. Thank you. And my well wishes go out to Steven Stamkos, who broke his leg in the game against us in a freakish fashion, crashing into the net and just snapping his leg, and it was a horrible thing to see. I mean, it was a total accident, and no malicious intent on any part of any Bruins. And, you know, and there's always a few people that think that there is because they're the Bruins, but no, it was Dougie Hamilton. He doesn't have a malicious bone in his body. So, but well wishes to him. He's one of the greatest players in the NHL. He's a classy guy, hard-nosed player, does everything right, and we hope he's okay. We do, you know, around this area. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. I got to go take a walk and do my shit, get my errands done and whatever. Just wanted to touch base on a few things, and hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure that when I get to, you know, hiatuses for shows, I'm going to go on some interesting rants about other things that you're probably going to enjoy or not or whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching for whoever does. And sooner or later, I'll get a better camera and probably maybe I can edit in some footage and stuff and whatever and things like that eventually. Right now, it's just, this is all I have available to me. So I'm just getting my legs under me in terms of webcam stuff. So I appreciate it if anybody watches it. If nobody does, that's all right too. Like I said, I do this for myself and to practice so that I can get better at it. Alright, so y'all have a good thing there, and then I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.